Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I am your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some exciting news from our vibrant city. First up, Hong Kong stocks have hit a 3-month high, fueled by optimism over potential interest rate cuts and a rally in U.S. equities. The Hang Seng Index climbed nearly 0.8%, with tech stocks leading the charge, boosting investor confidence and market enthusiasm. Next, Hong Kong has been ranked as the most international city in Asia in the new Asian Cities Internationality Index 2025, just edging out Singapore. This highlights our city's strength in business and global connectivity, even as we work on improving innovation and talent diversity to stay ahead in the race. City leaders remain optimistic about future growth and global competitiveness. Lastly, the weather in Hong Kong is turning more dramatic. We are expecting rain and thunderstorms on Thursday, with a broad low-pressure system moving closer to our region. The Hong Kong Observatory is closely monitoring the situation, and residents are advised to stay alert as the weather could get quite intense. Please continue to watch for updates and stay safe. Please everyone, continue to watch for the detailed stories. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's stock market has surged to a 3-month high, buoyed by optimism that the Federal Reserve may soon resume interest rate cuts amid the recent decline in global oil prices. The Hang Seng Index climbed 0.8%, reaching 24,379.86, with the tech sector leading the charge through a 1.9% rally. Investors responded positively to signals from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who maintained a balanced tone in his congressional testimony, fueling bets on a rate cut by September. The regional market sentiment was further strengthened by gains in the Nasdaq 100, which surpassed its previous all-time high, and by the anticipation of continued foreign capital inflows. Meanwhile, new listings like Chow Chow and XJ Electrics experienced sharp declines, reflecting mixed investor reactions amidst the broader bullish trend. Asian markets such as Japan, South Korea, and Australia also edged higher, indicating a regional uplift. In the same publication, Hong Kong's status as Asia's most international city is highlighted, narrowly edging out Singapore in the inaugural Asian Cities Internationality Index 2025. The city scored 73.7, primarily driven by its robust business and economic environment, despite trailing in innovation and ideas, where Shanghai, Singapore, and Seoul lead. The Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce expressed concern over the city's relatively low investment in scientific research and development, emphasizing the need for supportive policies to foster innovation and diversify talent pools. The report also pointed out that Singapore's decline in business environment rankings was due to high operational costs, yet Hong Kong remains optimistic about its prospects, especially as a strategic free trade port amid ongoing global trade tensions. Chamber officials underscored Hong Kong's advantages as a duty-free transit hub and remained confident that continued government efforts would help the city surpass its regional rivals, despite geopolitical uncertainties such as Middle East tensions affecting global oil prices and inflation. The South China Morning Post also forecasts unsettled weather for Hong Kong, with rain and thunderstorms expected due to a broad low-pressure system over the South China Sea. The Hong Kong Observatory warned of the possibility of this system developing into a tropical cyclone, prompting close monitoring. The city experienced a scorching start to the day, with temperatures reaching around 33 degrees Celsius (91.4 degrees Fahrenheit), and the weather is expected to turn more volatile in the coming days. The forecast underscores the ongoing influence of regional climatic patterns, with authorities urging residents to stay alert to potential weather hazards. This weather update highlights the city's vulnerability to tropical disturbances during the season, emphasizing the importance of preparedness amid the unpredictable monsoon season. South China Morning Post highlights the story of Hong Kong C&T Security Company, which is set to wind down operations voluntarily by next April, marking what industry insiders describe as a responsible and respectful exit rather than a warning sign of industry decline. The company, led by a retired police officer, carefully phased out contracts and staff, minimizing disruption and demonstrating a commitment to legal and ethical standards. Despite concerns about staff layoffs and unpaid wages, industry experts like Johnny Ho emphasize that this closure is an isolated case, not indicative of broader instability. They point to the overall stability of Hong Kong's security industry, which continues to grow, with a significant workforce and steady demand for services, although challenges like long hours, low pay, and tighter property management contracts persist. The sector's resilience is further supported by government initiatives to attract more workers, including schemes to involve retirees and the elderly in part-time roles, ensuring the industry remains robust amidst ongoing staffing shortages. South China Morning Post also details Anhui Foods Group's ambitious plans to expand beyond China into Southeast Asia and Europe following its upcoming Hong Kong listing. As China's leading frozen hot pot ingredient producer, Anhui aims to leverage the booming popularity of hot pot cuisine in regions like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Europe, where Chinese-style foods are increasingly in demand. The company intends to use its Hong Kong IPO proceeds, potentially up to $600 million, to enhance its international competitiveness through acquisitions and development in these markets. Industry forecasts show rapid growth for hot pot outside China, with Southeast Asia projected to see annual growth rates of nearly 14.4%. Anhui's strategic move to list in Hong Kong is driven by the city's status as a global financial hub, attracting foreign investment eager to capitalize on China's food export potential and the rising global appetite for Chinese cuisine, positioning the company for further expansion and increased market share. Finally, the South China Morning Post celebrates Hong Kong bartender Andrew Ho's remarkable achievement in winning the 2025 Bartender Award, part of Asia's 50 Best Bars. Ho's journey from intern at a Michelin-starred restaurant to founding Guangzhou's first speakeasy, Hope and Sesame, exemplifies dedication and innovation in the hospitality scene. His approach emphasizes creativity, guest experience, and authentic hospitality, with each year bringing a new menu and concept that reflects his and his partner's passions. Ho's influence extends beyond his bars, as he now leads a successful consultancy, designing venues and developing hundreds of cocktails annually, all while maintaining full ownership of his venues, an uncommon feat in the industry. Recognized by his peers for his leadership and mentorship, Ho's award underscores his significant contribution to China's modern cocktail culture and Hong Kong's vibrant hospitality landscape, inspiring a new generation of bartenders and industry professionals. South China Morning Post highlights the remarkable surge in Hong Kong's IPO market, which has become a beacon of prosperity despite the city's sluggish economy and cooling property sector. This year, 34 companies have raised nearly 100 billion Hong Kong dollars, fueling a spectacular rally that has rewarded investors with average returns of over 30%. Notably, established firms like CATL, Jiangsu Hengrui Pharmaceuticals, and Mishui Group have seen their shares skyrocket, with some, such as Soft International Group, soaring over 200%. The market's revival is driven by a combination of renewed investor confidence, a focus on traditional sectors, and a strategic push by the Hong Kong Stock Exchange to expedite listings of high-quality Chinese companies. While retail investors face fierce competition with oversubscription ratios reaching thousands of times, the overall momentum suggests that Hong Kong's IPO boom could persist, buoyed by a pipeline of upcoming offerings and inflows from mainland China, although experts caution that the secondary market's performance will ultimately determine how long this euphoria endures. South China Morning Post also sheds light on the challenges faced by Hong Kong's women's football team in their quest to qualify for the AFC Women's Asian Cup, emphasizing the systemic issues stemming from part-time status and lack of a professional league. With most players balancing jobs alongside training, the team's schedule is packed late into the evenings, leading to fatigue and concerns over long-term development. Coach Ricardo Rambo advocates for a more serious approach, including the establishment of a professional domestic league, to elevate the team's competitiveness and provide high-quality training environments. The launch of a FIFA Talent Academy for girls signifies a positive step towards nurturing future talent, but the team's immediate prospects hinge on gaining more competitive match experience and overcoming resource constraints. Failure to top their group could mean missing out on the World Cup, underscoring the urgent need for structural reforms to support women's football in Hong Kong. The South China Morning Post explores the evolving landscape of women's wellness, focusing on the rising prominence of protein as a fundamental nutritional pillar. Once confined to gym culture and muscle-building circles, protein is now celebrated for its role in supporting energy, strength, and overall health, aligning with a broader shift away from dieting obsession towards vitality and resilience. Modern products range from plant-based options like pea and hemp proteins to traditional whey, catering to diverse lifestyles and dietary preferences. Experts emphasize that adequate protein intake is crucial not only for muscle maintenance but also for cognitive function and hormonal health, especially during menopause. This cultural reset is reflected in the increasing visibility of high-protein foods in supermarkets and the growing acceptance of strength training among women, challenging outdated myths that associate protein solely with bulky physiques. As women prioritize balanced, nourishing diets, protein has emerged as an underrated yet vital tool for enhancing well-being, recovery, and longevity in today's health-conscious society. South China Morning Post highlights Hong Kong's vibrant new culinary and cultural openings, showcasing a diverse array of innovative establishments. In Causeway Bay, Madara offers an intimate Japanese craft cocktail experience inspired by the delicate beauty of the Asaja Madara butterfly, with a cozy space limited to just 10 seats, serving both traditional and experimental fruit cocktails infused with sakura or hojicha. Nearby, Butterfly Patisserie pops up at Lane Crawford and IFC Mall, delighting visitors with limited-edition Japanese-style flans crafted from Hokkaido's rich ingredients, such as custard and taro, each day offering only 150 pieces. Meanwhile, Shikaku's refreshed menu celebrates Osaka-inspired oyster ramen, allowing diners to indulge in clear oyster broth or heartier dipping varieties, complemented by wine-steamed oysters and smoked chashu pork, all without service charges for the rest of the month. Loveramics, a local ceramics brand, expands its flagship at Tai Kwun, inviting visitors to explore its curated tableware collection, complete with a coffee bar serving complimentary brews in signature cups, fostering a sense of community and craftsmanship in the heart of Central. The South China Morning Post also sheds light on the inspiring evolution of female leadership within the hospitality industry, emphasizing their unique personal touches and innovative approaches. Pioneering figures like Christina Ong, Sonia Chung, and Marie-Louise Sayo have paved the way for a new generation of women creating independent, boutique hotels that reflect their individuality. Zaina Abukir's El Madeira Hotel in Luxor exemplifies this trend with its charming, personal interior sourced from local artisans, showcasing her distinct taste and resilience as a woman building a hotel in Egypt's desert. Similarly, Valentina De Santis transformed a historic villa on Lake Como into Pasalacqua, renowned for its vibrant design and meticulous restoration, emphasizing the feminine touch in hospitality. Esengurul Argot's Jolie Resort in the Maldives exemplifies a female-led venture that integrates wellness, sustainability, and community empowerment, particularly supporting local women through art programs and vocational training. These stories illustrate a broader shift toward independent, emotionally intelligent hotels driven by women's creativity and leadership, challenging traditional industry norms and fostering authentic guest experiences. Nikkei Asia underscores the urgent need to establish a democracy AI movement amid the rapid development of artificial intelligence, especially as concerns about unchecked corporate power and technological dominance grow. Nathan Law, a former Hong Kong legislator and democracy advocate, warns that AI's exponential growth threatens democratic systems if concentrated in the hands of a few tech giants. With predictions that AI models may surpass human capabilities within just a few years, Law emphasizes that current regulations are insufficient to prevent potential abuses, such as resource hoarding, media manipulation, or even AI-enabled coups. He calls for a collective effort to ensure AI serves democratic values, advocating for public oversight, transparency, and accountability, including mechanisms like citizen representation on corporate boards and independent model testing. The article stresses that safeguarding democracy requires a comprehensive strategy involving regulatory reforms, ethical guidelines, and international cooperation, especially as nations like China adopt cautious approaches to AI development. Ultimately, Law urges activists, policymakers, and technologists to unite in building a democracy AI alliance that champions human rights, mitigates risks, and promotes responsible innovation to ensure that AI benefits all of society, not just a few powerful corporations. The Sydney Morning Herald reports a buoyant mood in global markets, driven by the prospect of a ceasefire in the Middle East conflict between Israel and Iran. U.S. stocks surged, with the S&P 500 rising by 1.2%, and major indices across Europe and Asia also gained. Oil prices fell sharply, with U.S. crude dropping over 5%, easing fears of supply disruptions from Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. This decline in oil prices is seen as a boon for the global economy, alleviating inflation pressures and providing the Federal Reserve with the opportunity to consider interest rate cuts. Despite mixed signals from Fed officials, market sentiment remains optimistic, with companies like Carnival, Uber, and Coinbase showing strong gains amid the broader rally. The market's positive response is underpinned by hopes that the conflict's de-escalation will stabilize energy markets and support economic growth, even as uncertainties about future policy moves linger. Nikkei Asia highlights a surprising shift in U.S. policy as President Donald Trump announced that China can now buy oil from Iran, reversing months of sanctions aimed at choking Tehran's revenue. This move, announced on Truth Social, seemed to signal a softening of U.S. stance amid ongoing Middle East tensions and a recent de-escalation following U.S. strikes on Iran. Previously, the Trump administration had targeted Chinese companies involved in Iranian oil trade, but the new statement suggests a possible easing of restrictions, with China continuing to import Iranian crude, a key revenue source for Tehran. Market reactions have been cautious, with oil prices fluctuating and analysts questioning whether sanctions will be formally lifted. The announcement comes at a sensitive time, as U.S.-China trade negotiations are ongoing, and tensions over Iran's nuclear program and regional influence persist. This policy shift could have significant implications for global oil markets and geopolitical dynamics, signaling a potential recalibration of U.S. strategy amid complex regional and economic considerations. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales in modern times, mountains high and river rise. Culture rich in every town, golden driving never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China's story always heard. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China's story always heard.